Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Raptors preview video. Do this before every single week. The Raptors have 4 games on the slate this week against Chicago tonight at home against the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday, and then Friday home again, and then on Saturday back-to-back at Indiana. So honestly, I think that they have 4 winnable games right here. There's going to be a couple of things that they need to do. So tonight's against Chicago, and if you guys don't know by now, I am from Chicago. I'm literally recording this in Chicago as I speak. It's about 50 degrees. It's rainy. It's miserable. It's windy. Thank goodness this game is not being played in Chicago and outside at Soldier Field is all I have to say. But I've watched all 3 of the Bulls games, and I understand that they've beaten on the Detroit Pistons twice, and I also understand that they beat on the Pelicans without Zion Williamson. Bulls fans still take this as a positive because this is something that we haven't really seen in years, like beating teams that we are actually supposed to beat. Now, looking at Toronto, this is a big game. Because if you really want to make the playoffs, you need to set that tone early in the season, and they need to come back this week at the very, very least 2-2. I mean, 2-2 would have to be the very minimum they could do. 3-1 it wouldn't turn the season around because they've only played 3 games and there's nothing to really turn around, but it would really set the tone, and it would really help set the culture for the rest of the season. As if you finish this week 3-1, and then all of a sudden you're 4-3, and you got an above 500 record, you're sitting fine. You can try and ride that momentum. So Chicago's going to be the toughest opponent of the week. Now, I know Indiana's got a really talented team, and I don't think we should be sleeping on Indiana. However, they're going to be without a couple of key players. They're going to be without TJ Warren. They're going to be without Karis LeVert. So I know Chris Duarte's having a very, very fun rookie season, but still, I think Indiana is going to be a little overmatched when it comes to Toronto and their fast-paced basketball. Keep in mind, Toronto actually right now leads the league in deflections. They lead the league in loose balls recovered, and then they also lead the league in offensive rebounding percentage. The offense is still kind of taking some time to get going a little bit, but you have Kem Birch ranked 3rd, Scotty Barnes 4th, and Precious Achiuwa 9th, already in the top 10 in offensive rebounding percentage. So what I'm trying to get at here is an issue that a lot of Raptors fans thought was going to be an issue. It's turning out to not really be the end of the world. The Raptors are making up for their height with hustle and effort and energy, which is exactly what we were kind of anticipating. So let's look at this Bulls game. I'm going to predict the Bulls to win this game. I don't think that's what Raptors fans want to hear. Who, by the way, I post Raptors videos every single day. I actually post Bulls videos every single day, too. I post videos every single day, so if you enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I'm aiming for 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and we're almost at 8.6, I want to say. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit a like button if you haven't already. It really helps out the algorithm. I think Chicago gets the job done. I'm not sure if Nikola Vucevic is going to play. I think he's got game time decision with an illness, but Nikola or not, if the Bulls are going to be without Nikola, the Raptors have a much better chance to win this game. But the Bulls, they've won 7 straight games. They look like they've been playing together for years and years and years. I just think that their defense finds a way to win this game. Even if the offense is a little slow tonight, I still think that their defense should be able to keep them in the game for, honestly, the entire game. I mean, that's what their defense really can do, is keep them. Same thing with the Raptors. Their defense can keep them in basketball games. But once we get to that 4th quarter, whose offense am I going to favor, the Chicago Bulls or the Toronto Raptors? I know the Bulls aren't really playing the best offensively right now, but I'm still just going to take them over the Raptors. So my prediction for that first game, I got the Bulls taking care of it, getting into 4-0. The Raptors, they're definitely going to win one of those Indiana games. I have a feeling the one at home should be a little easier. A lot of people see Sabonis and Miles Turner and get all worried. Honestly, that's not really the case. Over the last 2 seasons, Domantas Sabonis has actually faced the Raptors 7 times, and in 5 of those games, he didn't score his season averaged. And the one time he scored more than 20, Toronto only played 6 players that game, and they were just like full-blown tanking. So with Indiana's health concerns right now, considering Sabonis and Turner are really what would scare me, thinking of the Toronto Raptors, but just looking at that track record, I don't think OG, I don't think Boucher, I don't think Birch and Achua, I don't think they're going to have as much of an issue as some people would think. I mean, I think that the NBA media is probably viewing Sabonis and Turner against the Raptors as like Joel Embiid against a bunch of 7th graders, but I promise you it's not going to be that case. And I do think, just considering the Raptors, they'll have lost at home against Dallas and they'll have lost at home against the Bulls. I think that just they're going to want this game so badly. They're going to outplay them. They're going to out-energize them. They're going to out-effort them. They're going to do it all. So I think that they should be able to get the job done against Indiana on that Wednesday. Moving on to Friday against the Orlando Magic. Orlando actually got a nice win on the road against the New York Knicks last night. However, they're looking a little too streaky. I think that's my biggest issue with this squad, is they're a little too streaky. And looking particularly at last night, the New York Knicks shot the ball 37% from the field. I mean, you're not going to win a basketball game shooting the ball 37% as a team. So I don't think that Orlando is going to be a blowout, but I do think that they should be able to get the job done. I know this game will be more important for guys like Scotty Barnes too. I mean, even if he says it's not a big game, he's going to want to prove himself playing against the guy who was picked right behind him, Jalen Suggs. I mean, Jalen Suggs was who a lot of Raptors fans wanted to draft, and they were all pissed off when they got Scotty Barnes at first, because they were like, why the hell did we draft Scotty Barnes and not Jalen Suggs? Well, do a little bit of research, do a little eye test, and they're quickly found their answer. I think Toronto should be able to take care of Orlando at home fairly easily. This is where we get a little into the question mark zone. Saturday at Indiana. This one's going to be interesting because the Raptors last season in back-to-backs, on the second night of a back-to-back, were 3-13. And I know that last year is kind of just a weird, wacky season. That's not a very reassuring stat line. I'm going to still pick Toronto just because I think this group of guys should know how important of a game that is just to close the week out. They've got a big couple of games in November against the New York Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, Boston Celtics, Philadelphia. So I think that they're really just focused on getting as many wins as they can to try and get that confidence, try and get that momentum ready to go heading into the month of November. So it might not be the prettiest game. In fact, my prediction for Saturday is it's going to be extremely sloppy from Toronto's side. It might not be the best shooting night, but somehow they're going to grit and somehow they're going to grind their way to the victory. So I think they finished the week 3-1, losing to the Bulls tonight, which I'll definitely be doing a recap and maybe even a game preview for. But that's it for today, guys. Enjoy it. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button. Like I said, we're trying to hit 10,000 subs by the end of the year, so all new subscribers are greatly appreciated. If you already are subscribed, thank you guys so much, because without you guys watching this, we couldn't push it out to new people. So thanks for all the continued support. I'll see you guys tonight.